Real Madrid picks up a huge win. Real Madrid picks up a huge 3 points. Real Madrid picks up a huge let's stop on the huge performance. Let's take baby steps of what we're about to say. Today was a huge win. Today was a ginormous win for Real Madrid. Why? Because they're coming off a ginormous, ugly result in La Liga against Atletico Madrid. Take out Champions League. Let's not talk about none of that. We're talking about straight La Liga. You lose. You get smacked up by Atletico Madrid, a team that's been struggling as well. And you had to bounce back in a good way. And did they bounce back in a good way? No. They bounced back, but not in a good way. And there's so much I want to talk about in this video, but there's also so much I want to talk about with you guys, with the viewers, and really bring the viewers in for a second, because football is crazy right now, y'all. And I know I'm somebody who gives takes on football, and for some reason, I have no idea why in the world people listen to my takes and people listen to me talk about football. I'm just very blessed. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful, because I have no idea why people watch me, but they do, and I appreciate you guys. I say a lot of wild stuff, but the stuff that I read is wild. So let's start in the beginning, all right? Real Madrid looked terrible. In the first 45 minutes, I texted my homie who's a massive Real Madrid supporter, and I said, bro, I could sleep. And I'm not even joking. You could tell by my eyes, that 90 minutes of football, I could sleep. And it's very disappointing for me, because I watched Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen team, and I know how that team played. And I really was excited for Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid, and I still am. I don't want this guy sacked or nothing. I'm still very excited. I hope he's at Real Madrid for years, right? I just hope that it's a time thing, and he didn't really have a preseason and an offseason with them, and they're going to become, and now that he has Jude Bellingham back, and they're going to become, right? But Jude Bellingham's a phenomenal player, but we can't take away from what Goulet did, because Goulet and Mbappe's relationship and partnership and the way they play together is very good. Their chemistry is on fire, right? They play really good ball together. So I'm happy Jude Bellingham is back, but I want to know what they do with Goulet, because he has been good, right? So I look at this and I go, maybe he just needs time. Maybe he just needs his players back. Maybe Real Madrid is going to get to that team that we think they can be and should be and will be, and I really hope that. But football is in a place right now, y'all, and I don't want to blame Real Madrid, but every smaller team is playing such a low block that it's terrible. I thought to myself during this game, I said, if I had a homie that never watched football before, and he came to me and goes, yo, Skills, I want to get into football. Can I watch the game with you? And I'm like, yeah, let's watch the Real Madrid game. And when he sat down with me at that 45 minutes, when we got to the 45 at halftime, when the ref blew the whistle, I would look at him and say, you should try pickleball or maybe tennis. Golf might be the one for you, because this today is not it. And that's how I feel about this Real Madrid game. This did not impress anybody. And if you get to the 90th minutes and you're a Real Madrid fan, you go, yeah, that was all right. We got to talk about something, because 3 points is what matters in football. Facts. But Real Madrid under Ancelotti was a team that waited for someone to make something magical happen. One player would step up and do something. And when you look at this Xabi Alonso team, Mbappe's been carrying extremely heavy. Mbappe's been that guy. Today was Vinicius Jr. And Mbappe was ghosting, and Mbappe was getting clamped, and Vinicius Jr. did his thing. And Vinicius Jr. stepped up. And Vinicius Jr., we know we got to give him his flowers. He looks like he's kind of slowly getting back to Vinicius Jr., which is big for Real Madrid, because we know the player that Vinny is, can be, and will be if he just gets back to Vinny. So with that being said, Real Madrid once again is this team that we're looking around and going, hey, what's up? Like when are we going to start seeing this like high energy tiki-taka? Like, the Argentinian guy on the right, his name is, it's a paragraph, it's really long. Okay, let me not try. The right winger from Argentina. If everybody at Real Madrid played with his energy, with that Argentinian mentality, with that going into every tackle, going for every ball, trying to go 1v1 against people every time, Real Madrid would be incredible. If every player played with that energy that he plays with, Real Madrid will be phenomenal. I just feel like during the game, there's a real lack of energy. At the end of the day, it's a 3 points. At the end of the day, Real Madrid gets another penalty, but it's a penalty. So I don't understand what the problem is here. Where I have a problem is I don't know if that's a red card. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Vinicius Jr. is running down the left wing, and the defender from Villareal pushes him backwards. Let me tell you something. In this scenario, I understand the yellow card, because it's a counterattack. He's on the break. Referees usually give a yellow card for you stopping a break like this. But to give a second yellow I don't like it. And I think our sport has gone extremely soft. You know, when I grew up watching football, a second yellow you had to do something, bro. Like if you're gonna get a second yellow, you gotta get a second yellow. Second yellow for a push off, that's kind of crazy to me. I don't like it. I don't like the call. At the end of the day, I understand the call, but I don't like the call. And it was at a time where Villareal was getting a little bit of motion in the game. They kind of had motion, bro. They had just hit a goal that Real Madrid should never suffer, right? We'll talk about that. Real Madrid should never suffer that goal. They do suffer that goal. There's motion for Villareal. The stadium's getting a little bit uneasy. The nerves are a little bit high. And then you give a second yellow. Now, the player that really up is stupid foul. I don't know why he's doing that foul in that area. Risking a second yellow that far away from net is crazy. And he did, and he got it. And that's just stupidity on his part. But I don't like the call, right? I don't like the call. Now, before I give my opinion on anything else, right? Because Mbappe scored again. If Mbappe lands Madrid, he scored again. I try to tell people that this guy is him. I don't care if it's a tap in. He has like 14 goals this season. Season just started, bro. The guy's crazy. But Vinny, listen, I want to talk about a few things. I put out when Real Madrid was winning maybe like 1-0. I put on social media. I said, anybody else feel like this team low-key boring? I'm not hating. I'm not trolling. Real Madrid looks boring. And I started getting replies. And the first one that I got hit with was like, yeah, I mean, and it was Barca fan. This always happens, by the way. When I'm talking about Madrid, I get so many answers from Barcelona people. I don't even get it. I'm putting this out for Madrid. Like it's like I don't even know. Like why are you watching? You're a Barca fan. Like, are you legitimately sitting at your TV just hate watching the whole time? Like, bro, at this point, Real Madrid's winning. Turn the TV off. Like, I watch Porto and Sporting until they're when they score, I turn the TV off. I'm not gonna watch Real. I'm not gonna watch Porto or Sporting winning. If the game is 0-0, I'm watching. If the team ties it, I'm watching. If Real Madrid's, if Porto or Sporting are winning, hate watching has levels to this, bro. You got to turn the TV off once your hate watching ends when they take the lead, bro. When they take the lead, the hate watching's over. You turn the TV off, bro. But they continue to watch, and they're like, "Oh, penalty! It's a pen." Like, if it wasn't a pen, I would agree with you. It's a pen. What's Real Madrid supposed to do? That's a pen. That's a pen. You gotta tell team to stop fouling. That one's, for me, that's a penalty. And there's a second one, and I don't know why they didn't give Vinny the pen. He kind of looked like he got crashed into massively, but I think they might have called it offside. Anyways, that's for Barca fans. I want to talk about Madrid fans for a minute. I put out the game was boring, and they won 3-1. So I get a reply, and still boring question mark. Another Real Madrid fan looks at me and says, do you need interactions? And I'm thought to myself, so y'all were happy with that. And it's okay to be. And it's okay to be. And it's okay to be. It's okay to be. I'm not dissing that in any way, shape, or form. But like the Madrid fans that think when I say that I'm attacking Real Madrid or I'm saying something against Real Madrid is low-key a little bit of the problem that's happening at Real Madrid. Because you can't get smacked to Atletico Madrid 5-0 and then put this boring and unenergetic of a performance against Villareal at home and expect and just everyone should be happy. They're like, you get where I'm coming from? It's cool. They got the 3 points. They got the result. But you just expect more in La Liga from your team after that really, really disastrous performance you put against Atletico Madrid. You expect them to have a little bit more energy in front of their home fans in this game, bounce back game. You expect a little bit more. And again, they got the 3 points, but there was nothing pretty about this performance. There was nothing amazing about this performance. There was nothing incredible about this performance. The best thing you could say about this performance is that Vinny looked like he kind of had a little bit of energy to him, which was really nice. But if you even look at the goal that Real Madrid suffers, what are you doing? What are you doing? You were up 2-0. You can't let, I think he was the number 9, shoot that wide open from the top of the box like that. What's going on? What's happening? It's little things like that. Real Madrid's defense still scares me. Real Madrid's attack feels very much like it depends on one player at times, and I get it. People started sending me pictures of the block, right? Like how many people Villareal had behind the ball. And I get it. But the same thing happens to Barcelona, y'all. The same thing happens to Benfica in our league, and Porto, and Sporting, and Chelsea, and in the Premier League, and in Liverpool. This is what happens. This is football. Low blocks is part of the game. Parking the bus is part of the game. I wish it wasn't part of the game, but it is part of the game right now in 2025, right? It's the football that we're living at the moment. It really sucks to watch, but it is what football is, and it's really, really sad. But in no way, shape, or form am I dissing, hating, or being like mean to Real Madrid fans in any way, shape, or form. For example, I'll put up another one on the screen real quick for y'all to see this. So this is based off mine. They're boring. And homie replies to me with everyone laughing. But y'all, it was boring. There's no hate here. I'm not hating. The 3 points are the most important facts. I'm not hating in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying what I see. I want to read this one real quick. This one says, I'm such a big Real Madrid fan, but the thing about the game lately, I feel like we've been going into games thinking it's going to be a breeze and then be sweating second half because we got to lock in. I don't care how big the team is. We got to take every game serious, play like it's a final. I'm so glad you said that, Kevin. And I'm so glad that me and you were on the same page, because I was talking to my homie again, that's a huge Real Madrid fan. And I said, bro, I see so many similarities in Benfica and Real Madrid. And what I see is in different leagues, right? Benfica spent this like over 100 million, and they built this team with Rios and this player and that player. And they go into games and automatically assume they're going to win. And they go up 1-0 and they automatically assume the game is over. And they don't know how to control games. They don't know how to finish games. They don't know how to compose themselves during matches. And they just think it's going to come easy. And I look at Real Madrid and I look at this team over the last couple years. The mentality needs to change. And I hope Xabi Alonso can feed this mentality, get this mentality to change and feed these players some different type of energy. Because what I see consistently is a team that just thinks it's gonna win. A team that just thinks that Mbappe is gonna score, Vinny's gonna score, someone's gonna score. And it's this team that just kind of going through the motions with no idea and just kind of going, and then boom, they finally get it. And then that's it. And then they win. And that's awesome. But then when you go into the big games, right? The Atletico Madrids and stuff like that. When you go into the big games, you get to these big games and then all of a sudden you lose. You get 5 goals suffered on you because you kind of just been in this cruise control type of mode throughout games that when it really comes down to you needing to do something, you're not doing it. You're in this mode, you're stuck. And it's the same thing I'm seeing happen at Benfica. It's the same thing I'm seeing happen at Real Madrid. And it's so annoying to watch. It's so frustrating to watch because we know what this Madrid team can be. We understand what this Madrid team can be. We get what this Madrid team can be. We completely comprehend it. And it's just sad that we're not getting that out of these players. Is it too many games in the legs? Probably. Is it a lack of time with Xabi Alonso with it? Probably. But Barca's going through the same thing, and other teams are going through the same thing. And I'm not saying Barcelona is better than Real Madrid. I'm not saying that. But I do think that for 90 minutes of a football match, Real Madrid gives less entertainment than Barcelona. Like Barcelona is a bit more entertaining to watch over 90 minutes. I truly feel that way. I truly feel like Barcelona gives you a way more entertaining experience than Real Madrid right now, which to me doesn't make sense because I'm going to say this and people are going to hate. Real Madrid has better players. I'm going to get hate for that, and I'll take it. Real Madrid has better players. Like, position for position, name for name, Real Madrid has better players, right? They have better players. You want to break it down? We can break it down. Mbappe compared to Lewandowski or Torres, Mbappe wins. Vinicius Jr. to Rafinha. Last year, Rafinha. Vinny when he's on. The year before, Vinny. So it's going back and forth. You can decide who's better there, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's probably Vinny has been more consistent. If Rafinha has another season like last year, then we could really throw Rafinha over Vinicius Jr. But you're probably going to say Vinny, right? Maybe going to say Vinny. Jude Bellingham against Dani Almo. Jude Bellingham, you're gonna take that. Where they win is Lamine Yamal on the right. For sure, they win on Lamine Yamal. In the midfield is where Barcelona starts winning, right? Barcelona starts winning in the midfield. But when you're talking about those front guys, the guys scoring goals, the guys that make the entertainment stuff, Real Madrid should have better, on paper, probably better players. But on the field, Barca does it better. And that's to me that, and again, that's a wild take. I get it. But that's to me where it's like, yo, you know, you're fielding Vinny, Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, the young Argentinian kid, and there's just no excitement up top. There's not really, you're not juiced up to watch them play. And again, there's no hate, there's no dissing. It's just, why is this happening? What's going wrong here? Because you have such awesome players, but it's not awesome to watch. That's all I'm saying. I hope you guys enjoyed it. 3 points for Real Madrid. Massive 3 points. I just think that Real Madrid needs a bit more energy. That's all I'm saying. I think Real Madrid needs a bit more energy on the field, and we need to see a bit more out of players. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Again, I know a lot of people are not going to like that take about me saying Real Madrid is better position for position, but it's just low-key how I feel a little bit. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. We out of here.